and welcome to Choices Now TV. My name is Ann Christie. I am your host, and it is my pleasure to be with you today. Today I'm going to be talking about school conferences, and I want to just jump right into this, and I thank you if you're visiting me, if you're watching this particular snippet in the morning, good morning. If it's the afternoon, good afternoon, or if it's in the evening, good evening. Wherever you may be, I thank you for tuning in. Concerning school conferences, before we go a little into detail concerning the conferences, there are two sources that I want to make sure that you as a parent have in your possession. One would be the Student Code of Conduct, and the second source would be the Student's School Handbook. Now, these are vital sources that will give you information concerning conduct, which is the Code of Conduct. Should your child for whatever reason get into trouble, if there's misconduct, misbehavior, you can go to the Code of Conduct and see what the repercussions may be as a result of their actions. Because it's laid out, it's very detailed as to what actions will constitute what type of punishment, and that's established by the school board, okay? As well as the Student Handbook. Now, the Student Handbook, this is a compilation of information from your child's school. And in here, you're going to find, about the grades. You're going to find out about tardiness, immunizations, just the different things pertaining to the school and what's expected of your child while you're attending that school. So you want to make sure that you familiarize yourself with these two pieces of information. It's very important. Now, let's talk about scheduling a conference. Okay, now, when you're scheduling a conference, there are different types of conferences. One would be to check on the progress of your student. Most of all, that should be the main reason for your conference, to check on the progress of your child, how your child is doing. You want to make sure that they're staying up on things. If they're falling behind, you want to be aware. You want to, you don't want anything to come upon you unaware. All right, so most schools, it's stated that they have a 24 to 48-hour window to respond to your request. Now, once you have called to request your conference, give them at least 24 to 48 hours to respond back to you to schedule the conference. Now, once the conference is scheduled, you want to make sure that you have your questions in place, your questions ready to ask, to ask them during this conference. Questions such as, what are the, how does my child benchmark scores look? Any other type of standardized test that may have been taken before the conference. You want to know how your child did on those tests, and that way you have some idea of where your child may be. Also, you want to make sure that you get a copy, if you're able to, print a copy of your child's schedule before you reach the conference, so that when you're talking with them, you will be able to put a name with a face, or a face with the name that's on your child's schedule, and also you'll be able to jot down information that may be helpful as you're discussing your conference with your child concerning, their progress. Now also, let me say that you know your child better than the teacher. You know your child better than the teacher. And why I say this is because when you go into your conference, most teachers are a little apprehensive. They don't know really what to expect from the conference. So you want them to feel comfortable, and you want to make them feel comfortable enough so that they'll be able to be open and honest concerning the progress of your child, be it good or bad. Okay, and if this is taking place, then there's an open line of communication where the two of you can come together to ensure the success of your child. Now, during your conference or at the end of your conference, you want to make sure that you ask them, is there, what can you do to help them? Okay, what can you do to help them? Now, you're not trying to take over their job, because they are the ones that have gone to college and have received the degrees, and they've been trained to teach our children. Granted, not all teaching styles reach all children, so you want to ask them what can I do to assist you in helping with the success of my child? Now this way, this kind of puts some of the burden of the responsibility on you as a parent to ensure that your child is getting the best possible education. And I know that those teachers will appreciate your assistance. Okay. Now also, I want to make sure that you follow through. Once you've had the initial conference, follow through. You want to keep track with your child's progress. There is a student portal in some places. There's a different type of internet access that the school board has put in place for parents and students alike to be able to go in and look at their progress to see what homework needs to be turned in, what hasn't been turned in, if they're being late to class, to see what their grades are. It's a great tool, and I recommend that you use it, utilize it. If you have not established a password, you may do so by contacting your child's school and request a password. If you don't have access to the internet in your home, public libraries have access to the internet. I mean, there's no reason why you should not be able to look into your child's school portal concerning their progress, because we want to make sure that we're doing all we can to help our children. And when you're busy, you have busy lives and you're not able to attend the conferences or not able to really talk face to face with your child's teacher, going through the school portal is one way that will allow you to see exactly what your child is doing, and then you can email the teacher. Everyone has access to emails nowadays, be it on their cell phones or what have you, their iPads, what have you. But there's ways to communicate with your child's teacher so that collectively you can both work together to ensure the success of your child. Now, I do recommend that you schedule a conference at least twice a year, and this way, by doing so, you're able to see where they are at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, and to continue to work with your child to make sure that they're successful. If they're doing good or if they're not doing so well, you want to make sure that you communicate with your child's teacher. Now, that's all for all the time I have for you today. This is Choices Now TV, which means nothing overtakes the winner, and the winner is your child today. So thank you for your time. I look forward to talking with you again real soon. This is Ann Christie. Until next time, have a good day.